Candace Owens destroys Selena Gomez, this insufferable Hollywood, singer, whatever she is, after she has a crying meltdown. All right, guys, this is going to be good. I think you're going to like it. And we're going to get right into it. All right, these Hollywood celebrities or, singers, whatever they are so insufferable and annoying, and we've just had enough of them. But first, do me a big favor here. Like our video and share it around so we can keep bringing you guys this great, hard-hitting content. As always, my friends, I'm your host, Darian, and this is Resist the Mainstream.
What we were also expecting was the emotional side of the argument, because immediately when Trump's in office, then we start being told, what about the children? These families, we're breaking up family. That guy right there, he might be a felon, but he's also a father. That seems to be the argument that I at least see being made all the time this year, breaking up families. And look at this child crying for his mommy or his daddy. And that argument in particular drives me insane because it's, guys, that's what happens when you break the law. Doesn't matter whether you're a citizen or you're not a citizen. If you break the law, okay, let's say you're just a random guy who shoots someone, you go to prison, you get separated from your family. That's a consequence. Actions sometimes have to meet their consequences. And, that's on the parent to not do that to their child, not for society to say, well, I know he killed 10 people, but we're not going to put him in prison because how unfair would it be for their child? I mean, that's nuts, right?
Right. And not to mention, it would actually be cruel not to separate the families, all right? Because if an adult gets arrested and then, goes to prison for years because they illegally traversed the U.S. border, say for, the millionth time, because that happens all the time now, except they don't get the prison part. It would be insane and cruel to say, all right, your kid's going to prison with you too, because, we don't separate families here. We're all nice. Right? I mean, that's literally what the left is arguing for. It's so stupid. It doesn't even make sense.
And so you have these sappy arguments, and I will say that they do not work on me in particular when I am as pregnant as I am at this moment, but they do always seem to find a home in Hollywood. Celebrities love a good sappy argument. They are incredible at being emotionally swayed. They are the best, very easily emotionally swayed. Apparently not when illegal murders a young woman like Laken Riley, but definitively when they start hearing that families are being separated. So Selena Gomez, okay, she hopped up onto Instagram and she started crying about the mass deportations of Mexicans, presumably because she's Mexican. And so she felt compelled. I'm sure maybe she was getting pressure from people in the comments that were saying, you're Mexican, so you have to take a stance on this and say that it's wrong for people to have to face any consequences for breaking the law. And so she did that. She obliged and she started crying on her Instagram page. We're going to roll that clip for you right now.
I just want to say that I'm so sorry. All my people are getting attacked. The children. I don't understand. I'm so sorry. I wish I could do something, but I can't. I don't know what to do.
All right, let's take a quick break from this insufferable rant. Two things I want you to think about. First, notice how she says, my people are getting deported. Selena, who are your people? Is it not the American people? Because this is the country that you grew up in, as far as I know, and the one that gave you all the fame and wealth that you have now. Why don't you just go on back to Mexico, if it's so much better? And to that point, why are you crying about them going to Mexico? It's such better. You guys ever seen that meme? There's this great meme where there's this La Raza guy, and he's like, F you putos, Mexico's better than America. And then they're like, all right, we're deporting you now. And he says, no, stop it, this is terrible. It's like you hear all this crap about how America's so terrible and racist and white supremacist and blah, 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 blah. And Mexico's so great. And I'm just sitting here thinking, all right, cool. So we are in agreement. Get the hell back to Mexico, Selena can go too, as far as I'm concerned. They're her people, after all. Also, actors, all right? This is something important to remember. Hollywood actors, their job is to essentially deceive you, trick you, right? Even when you know about it. That's what they're doing, right? By definition, they're trying to kind of convince you of some kind of story or character they're playing. There is no reason to think that, when they do these stupid little political activisms, they're not acting just the same way as they are when they do some kind of hit blockbuster movie. Okay? It's really the same thing. So keep that in mind and be vigilant about it and do not let it trick you. With that being said, I know we have great conservative American patriots watching the show, so most of you probably aren't tricked by that tomfoolery.
I'll try everything, I promise.
I'm not laughing, you're laughing. And so first and foremost, it's funny first she puts a little Mexican flag and something like, I don't know. Everybody like loves a flag during debates, like a Ukrainian flag, an Israel flag, and now we got a Mexican flag. And she's just trying to like relate to the people like, oh, but this comment, I was in stitches. This user just wrote underneath that, you know, he's like, girl, he used the B word, BITCH can barely even pretend to speak Spanish. And yeah, here she is just like relating to the amigos. And there's another reason why it's also funny. And so I want you to love with me, irrespective of what you think, even if you're on the left and you just love the idea of, I don't know, mass illegal immigration, you have to acknowledge that celebrities in general, like their solution to problems are funny because regular people, it's knowing that she set up her phone to cry that really gets me because it disturbs me. It's like what I said last week. Celebrities don't know they're insane, right? They don't know. I don't know how much money has to be in your bank account before you trip over into the insanity. I don't know how much money you have to have before you start sending text messages about being Daenerys Targaryen and having little monster dragons. Like I need to know what that number is that hits in your account where then you're like, I'm just crazy. But I guess they're called eccentric because rich people are called eccentric. Poor people are called crazy.
Well, not necessarily. Not if you're Kanye West. I'm sure Candace knows about that. He gets targeted a lot. But in all seriousness, we love Kanye, folks. You know, we love Kanye. But anyways, think about what Candace said with the Mexican flag thing. You ever notice how if you look at the average American's Instagram bio, if they have any kind of, you know, family from a foreign country or anything, they identify with that country, namely with the flag emoji in their bio. They never put the American flag, right? Of course, it's always the Mexican flag, the Chinese flag, Korean, you know, Guatemalan, whatever it might be. And I'm just sitting here thinking, are you not American? You know, in what other country would this be done, right? If somebody lives in Colombia and they put a Colombian flag emoji in their bio, okay, yeah, that makes sense. But only in America will we put the flags of other countries in their bio as emojis, or even take photos with other flags too. I see it, and you know, it's kind of sad.
But that level where they get to eccentric, where it's picturing her setting up for that makes me laugh, right? So you have a feeling coming on. Imagine you in your life, like something happens, I don't know, you start crying hysterically, like nobody grabs their cell phone. Think about the steps there, right? Oh, I'm sad.
Actors.
I have my Instagram. My life. I am so sorry. My live? Is it going? Is it going? Okay, it's live. Bad sir. I'm so sorry. I don't know why this happened. It's weird. It's the moment of consciousness that is weird for me, that you're thinking about your family. It tells me you're not really sad because when you cry and you're actually super upset about something, the last thing you're thinking about is social media. You're not trying to capture social media. So this only works.
Yeah. You guys remember when Jimmy Kimmel did his whole bit crying? I say bit, but it's multiple bits actually. You know, one was over healthcare, you know, back when they were trying to abolish Obamacare, and John McCain decided to vote down the repeal of the skinny care bill, whatever it was called. The point is he voted to not get rid of Obamacare. And Kimmel was crying at times, we just gotta take care of people. Oh, we need Obamacare. It's saving lives. And then later, you know, Kamala, thank God, doesn't get elected. Ugh, didn't want her in office. And Kimmel once again, this country just hates black women. It's so terrible. They're actors. Okay, it's all a ruse. They don't actually mean it. Whenever I see them crying, I don't even think they mean it. I think they're just, you know, I mean, they're probably pissed. I get it. They're upset Trump won, but they don't actually care that. You know, they're just sitting there in their ivory towers. Who cares? You know, whether Democrats in office, Republicans in office, they're insulated from all the consequences of the, you know, whatever happens with whatever president's in power. So doesn't matter.
Last thing you're thinking about is social media. You're not trying to capture social media. So this only works if you're being filmed. Like, okay, if you're on a reality TV show and then you're being filmed and so somebody captures you crying, then I might be like, oh, that's actually really sad. Like, you know, Kylie Jenner's crying, obviously doesn't want the production around to capture this, but she's her own producer. She's her own videographer and she's crying. So I think it's weird and I think it's funny and I think it's okay for us to objectively embrace the fact that Selena Gomez crying on Instagram is funny. And we have to tell them that it's funny and it's weird so they stop being weird and funny in that way. So anyways, just wanted to show you that. Selena, no hard feelings. Seriously, I hope you have an amazing wedding, but it's a little annoying that you did that.
Amen, Candace. Amen. I'd even go on a limb and say it is more than annoying when people like Selena or whoever else do that kind of stuff. Just shut up and get lost. The American people do not care what you have to say. And I think this election more than proves that. So thank God for that. With all that being said, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. We really appreciate it. As always, please be sure to comment below, let us know what you liked about the clip, what kind of stuff you want to see in the future. We'll see you again soon. And hit that subscribe button down below if you enjoyed the video. Thank you, and God bless.